Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Friday, June 2nd.
So we have turned back approximately $3 million in contracts right now back to builders. In fact, one today where they wanted us on the job, and we just said we just couldn't man it. There was no way to man the job with the loss of employees.
Local contractors say their businesses are hurting due to Florida's new sweeping immigration law. Senate Bill 1718, which takes effect on July 1st, limits social services for undocumented immigrants and allocates millions more tax dollars to expand Governor DeSantis' controversial migrant relocation program. It also invalidates driver's licenses for undocumented people and imposes financial penalties on businesses that hire undocumented workers. It also comes at a time when many industries are experiencing a worker shortage. Joe Wright, a prominent local businessman, highlights that the issue lies in the timing of the bill.
The move was kind of abrupt, and I don't think the marketplace was prepared for it. I think what the governor's intentions was good to get this under control, but I think that it's driving a lot of people to be fearful and escape Florida and head to other parts of the country where they're not doing this same level of checks. Not that we don't think that our employees would be fine within this place, but I just think it scared them enough that they said that they've had enough of it.
In protest, immigrant groups called for a work stoppage throughout Florida yesterday and today. They urge immigrants to abstain from work, refrain from consuming products, and avoid spending on services. Wright discusses his perspective on why immigrant workers are choosing to leave the state.
So I think there's a level of this that they're fearful of what's coming more than they're fearful of what's been done. So we collect all the data from them. All these guys work for us. They pay their taxes. It's not like they're trying to hide from anything, but I think that there's just some level of that they're going to come, they're going to get my kids, they're going to get my family mentality, and so they're going where they feel like it's a better situation.
State Representative for Flagler County and Speaker of the House, Paul Renner, believes the problem is misinformation.
Some of the misinformation has gone beyond that to suggest that somebody here working legally on a worker's visa is somehow going to be in jeopardy. So there's a lot of regrettable, but given the presidential dynamics of Florida now, there's a full effort to kind of tear down the state and inflame passions and get people thinking about things that aren't really true.
However, critics argue that the legislation will have detrimental effects on families, citizens, and individuals with mixed immigration status. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
Snake hunters will gather in the Everglades in August for the annual Python Challenge. Brian Payne, who owns Critter Pro, will be competing in the challenge for a chance to win $30,000 in prizes.
During the Python Challenge, you're allowed and encouraged to collect, capture, and round up these invasive species of Burmese python that are growing in population down south.
Burmese pythons like it down south in the Everglades because it's about 10 degrees warmer in the swamp.
And believe it or not, that 10-degree difference in temperature, especially during the winter time, is what kind of mitigates them from moving this far north, because we do get a much colder winter up in St. Augustine and northeast Florida.
Burmese pythons can span 10 to 20 feet in size. They're not native to Florida, and Payne says they threaten native wildlife.
A 12-foot snake can pull down a full-size deer or a significantly large adult alligator. There's not a lot of natural selection when it comes to the snakes. There's nothing to put them in check as far as a natural circle of life.
Nearly 1,000 people from 32 states and other countries take part in the annual 10-day challenge. Last year, snake hunters removed more than 230 Burmese pythons. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Amy Cherry.
What does domestic violence cost?
Besides the heavy emotional toll, Trish Giacconi, the CEO of the Family Life Center, said it costs what it would cost you to run your home, only for a lot more people.
Not just power, light, water, what everybody else has, but the medical cost. Victims need to go to the doctor now and look at some of these fractures and bruising. And, the medical portion of this can be very, very expensive for victims. And so we try and help in that regard.
Tammy, the bean counter at the FLC, said that the domestic violence shelter costs about $2 million a year. If you want to help the Family Life Center, it's online at familylifecenter.org. Listen to the Business Report on WNZF Saturday mornings at 10 and on the Flagler radio app. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
The weekend is here and there's plenty of family fun to be had in Flagler County. This is Stacy with Fun for Augie Kids.
Join the fun at the Flagler Beach First Friday event tonight. Try your luck at the Cone Ice Brain Freeze contest. There will also be live music, dancing, food vendors, arts and crafts, and more. Gamble Rogers Memorial State Park is hosting a Moonrise at the Beach event. Enjoy learning fun and interesting facts about the moon and our coastal ecosystem. Sunday is the Kids Rock the Nation Jam and Band Showcase. Come support a great cause and encourage kids in the community through music. Children must be accompanied by an adult. For more on these events and others, please visit us on our website at AugieKids.com. Have a great weekend.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.
And now, Mike Licio with your WNZF local sports update.
A magical year which saw two South Florida teams make the men's basketball Final Four and win a Division II basketball championship so far continues this week as the Miami Heat and Florida Panthers compete in their respective championship series. The Heat were in Denver last night for Game 1. Jimmy Butler affirmed his belief in his Miami team during the pregame media session.
We do it every single day, and we know what we're capable of. The outside individuals don't get the opportunity to see that. And I wish that y'all did, because then you would see that the guys that we have on this team, on this roster, can really play some high-level basketball.
Butler struggled last night, scoring just 13 points on 6 of 14 shooting. 26 points and 13 boards from Bam Adebayo were not enough for the Heat. Nikola Jokic had a triple-double. Jamal Murray a double-double for Denver, who took the game 104-93. The Heat fall to 1-6 all-time in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Game 2 Sunday night in Denver. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final tomorrow in Las Vegas. The Florida Panthers take on the Vegas Golden Knights. Florida coach Paul Maurice on if there is pressure on the 8th-seeded Panthers. Professional baseball, the Tampa Bay Rays were off yesterday. They begin a 4-game set in Boston tonight at 7. Tyler Glasnow gets his second start for the Rays since coming off the IL last month. The Daytona Tortugas game against the Palm Beach Cardinals was rained out. They will have a doubleheader at Palm Beach today. Matanzas shortstop Gabe Breckenridge announced his commitment to Coppin State in Baltimore. Breckenridge had previously committed to Mississippi Valley State. FPC girls basketball forward Shiley LeBlanc committed to play at Trinity Baptist College in Jacksonville. The News Journal announced its all-area flag football teams. Emma Swearingen from FPC was on the first team. Her teammates Nareda Campos, Faith Daly, Camila Gonzalez, and Dillis Mbalasube were all honorable mention. We are your home for local sports with updates Mondays and Fridays. From the WNZF Sports Desk, I'm Mike Licio.